Greetings, royal family, and welcome to another message by the Honorable Yahweh Beit Nun Sophie Yahweh. Now, royal family, this message was taught many years ago by the Honorable Yahweh and is being presented to you today by Yahweh's royal priesthood. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Visit us at Yahweh's royal priesthood, www.yahweh144000.com. And also, royal family, join us at the University of Yahweh, where classes are designed for the Godhead. Visit us at www.universityofyahweh.org. Also, royal family, listen to our weekly podcasts by the University of Yahweh, found on most podcast platforms. We look forward to you being there as well. Enjoy, royal family.
Welcome to International Headquarters for the Nation of Israel, Tribe of Judah, where we learn our identity. It is here that we learn the truth about the history of our people. We learn our history, culture, language, names, about our land, and about our God, Yahweh. Some of you may not believe as we believe because you don't know what we believe. It's difficult to believe like us when you don't know what we believe. And it's also difficult to like us when you don't know us. Because we are a peculiar people. We really are peculiar. And we're proud about being peculiar. Because that means we get peculiar results. But when you have the nerve to come among us and hear what Yahweh has in store for us and what he's doing for us, and when you come and learn the truth about us, your attitude changes. Your perception changes. Your perception before meeting us came from other people who did not know us. So you misperceived us. But when you come and see the work that Yahweh is doing, that's when your perception changes from one of ignorance to one of knowledge. Now you still, after seeing what Yahweh is doing for us, may not believe as we believe. But you have to respect what we are accomplishing by the will of Yahweh. And we let you know how we accomplish what we accomplish. I didn't invite you here to talk about what people say about me. I invited you here to share with you knowledge of the Feast of Weeks, which is one of the laws of Yahweh. It's one of his many laws for the black people of America. Yahweh is the God first to the black man of America. And you have to admit the black people of America need somebody greater than what they have. Because what we have without Yahweh is distressing, destructive, tormenting. But we are bright lights in a country of darkness. And Feast of Weeks is one of your festivals. Christmas is one of their festivals. Feast of Weeks is one of your festivals. Thanksgiving is one of their festivals. Feast of Weeks is one of your festivals. Halloween and the Druids is one of their festivals. But Feast of Weeks is one of your festivals. Now, you celebrate Halloween and let your children celebrate Halloween. But when our children celebrate Feast of Weeks, we're relaxed, happy and joyful about it. We don't have to worry about them getting glass in an apple, poison in some candy, and some fiend grabbing one off into the darkness, doing unmentionable things to them. But that's the way their holidays are. Feast of Weeks is your festival, one of your festivals. New Year's is one of their festivals. But at Feast of Weeks, we don't have to worry about drinking all night, getting drunk, and don't know where home is, don't know whose bed you're in, get in the car and killing somebody. But that's the way their festivals are. All night long, they be waiting on the mistletoe. And they run to stand beside somebody that doesn't belong to them. But that's the way their festivals are. But the Feast of Weeks belongs to you. Valentine's Day is one of theirs, where you spend several billion dollars, several $100 million in candy and boxes to give it to somebody you don't know how to love. You didn't create your Valentine because it's one of their holidays designed to get themselves rich. But Feast of Weeks celebrates our riches. We learned that last night. It's one of the laws, Feast of Weeks is one of the laws of Yahweh for black people in America. That when you study this law and apply this law and practice it, it makes you rich. This one law makes you infinitely rich. You and your sons forever will be infinitely rich practicing this law of Feast of Weeks. And all the holidays of the heathens of America, all the heathen holidays of America that you practice are designed to take money out of your pocketbook. You cannot celebrate one holiday in America that does not take money out of your pocket. But this holiday, Feast of Weeks, is designed to put money in your pocket and your family's pocket and your nation's pocket forever. Now, I ask you a question. As you have heard my little diatribe comparing the two, our Feast of Weeks festival compared to all the others, intellectually, with intellectual honesty, I better make sure I attach honesty to it. some of us will be intellectual semanticists. But with intellectual honesty, which festival is the best? All of that together or the law of the Feast of Weeks? From just what you heard. Now, anytime I can sit here and promise you wealth forever just by practicing one law of a festival, Feast of Weeks, making you rich, would you not agree it would make sense to learn something about this? Now, how many of you learned about, a little bit about, you didn't really know nothing about where it came from, but at least you heard a little bit about it. It was spoken of Halloween in school. The school you went to, one I went to, they told us it was Halloween coming and we were going to be out for Halloween, and they had pumpkins in the school, and we had stuff all on the board. We drew pumpkins and funny looking kind of women with teeth out, sitting on a broom and stuff. Did anybody do that? Black cats and stuff. You know anybody? And see, in my school, they didn't tell me where all that stuff originated from. And maybe in your school they did, but in mine they didn't. But in all the schools, they told us about all these holidays. Even 4th of July. I wasn't in school, but if you went to summer school, they told us it was coming up. And it was Independence Day, but they didn't tell me how to be independent. Your school might have taught you how to be independent, that you're not practicing it. You forgot what you were taught if it did. Mine didn't teach me independence. But they taught you all about the holidays, at least something, in your public school system. Did any of them teach you about Feast of Weeks? And that this Feast of Weeks belonged to you. This was a peculiar holiday that belonged to black folk, designed to make you rich. Well, now, why do you think they wouldn't teach you about Feast of Weeks Festival in your school? Think maybe it's because they didn't want you to be rich? In fact, how many of you learned how to be rich in school? Come on, surely somebody can raise their hand. What did you go to school for? If you didn't learn how to be rich? What's the purpose of school if you can't learn how to be rich? It sounds to me like we've been shortchanged. To go to school and don't know how to think and be able to grow rich. But after, if you get lucky, you might run across a course one day, think and grow rich. One day you may hear about possibility thinking. But I was never taught that in school. I don't know what you were taught, but I was. But Feast of Weeks teach you possibility thinking, and Feast of Weeks teaches you how to think and grow rich as a result of thinking on the law of Feast of Weeks. It's impossible to be poor and practice the law of Feast of Weeks. See, now some of you here last night have to bear witness. Now, you can't see in America, you want to be rich through the lottery. That means no work. Black people in America have been taught to love no work. Who is welfare for? People that love not working. See, you can't enjoy heaven with the welfare mentality. You have to want more out of life than welfare. People have come to me on welfare, but I really teach you how to get off of it. That's why we have income producing properties. That eliminates going through those changes about welfare, Somebody tell you how many babies you can't have and tie your tubes and cut your tubes and a man can't live with you. You can't have no husband and they're gonna put him in jail and tell you when they can come to your house and just walk up when they want to, invade your privacy. I mean, you have to go through all those indignities to get some chump change. Then you go to school and go to college. And I mean, they have you brainwashed to go to college and pay. You pay them to keep you from learning how to pay. It only costs you $50,000, $60,000 to go to one of these Ivy League schools now for 4 years, and you come out at the end of 4 years without a job. You have to, they call it hunting, job hunting. And hunting is slim in America. There's more folks hunting than jobs available. And it's getting worse. Ask Eastern employees, ITT employees. Ask some of the savings and loan and bank employees. Oh, you haven't heard about affirmative action, have you? You haven't heard about set-asides? Y'all heard about that? It's called an ancient animal. It's called an extinct being. Phenomenon. Let me say that. That's an extinct phenomenon. They call it reverse discrimination, and they sit on the court. When you get one sit on the court, they get him off. They get him out of there. Ask Alcee Hastings, you'll find out. They will get you. If you become a black superintendent and be really good at it, they'll put you in jail for thinking about getting some gold plumbing. And jail you and say, we know you thought about it. You thought about getting it. See, when you learn the law of the Feast of Weeks, you don't have to worry about things like that. You know, we get gold and put it all over ourselves. Not only plumbing, I mean, it's all around our necks, all on our hands. I mean, all my followers getting gold and have silver. I mean, hey. Oh, glory. All my disciples are rich. They have several $100 hanging around their neck. I teach you to do it. What good is paper? It'll burn up. See, this gold, it may melt, but it won't go away. You can reshape this stuff. But Lord, if you have your money in the closet and the house catch on fire, you are in trouble. Feast of Weeks teach you how to be rich, really rich. And most of my people are afraid of money. Really are afraid. I found out my people are afraid to really talk about money and getting rich and being rich. They don't understand money, so they're afraid of it. They never learn what to do with money. They never study money, but they dream about it all the time. And when they get money, it's like a nightmare. It just gets away. But if the masses of my people learn to do with money what Yahweh does with money, look how rich my people would be. See, if I saw all these new tower cars and all these buses and new stuff that we have riding up down the street, I have to join. I just have to go in and join. I just join from seeing the riches myself. I would. See, it's a funny thing about heaven. Heaven includes all the money, but money is not heaven. See, money is not heaven. Money does not make for heaven, but money is included in heaven. But then we don't know anything about heaven either. See, the law of the Feast of Weeks teaches us what heaven is and where it is and how to get there, and it teaches you that you don't have to die. See, brother, the Feast of Weeks is real. It teaches you don't have to die and go somewhere. I don't know where these preachers be telling us, tell you how y'all going. They said your mama went, and yeah, preachers told you that your grandma went, you know, and I don't care how bad your relatives were that died. The preacher told you they all went to heaven. Now, it's some bad folk dying, you know? And if all these bad folk in heaven is a mess. I don't even want to go there. I want a neighborhood where bad folk can't live in. Anybody want to live in a community free from bad folks? See, that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm building. Feast of Weeks teach you how to have a community where you don't have no bad folks in it. That's how you keep your stuff. You know, when people don't break in your house and take your stuff. See, that's what Feast of Weeks teach you, how to live in a house, and when you go to work and come back, stuff is still there. And you don't even worry about your stuff when you leave. You know it'll be there when you get back. That's what the law of Feast of Weeks teach. And it teaches you heaven is real, and all that you desire in life is you can have it now. In fact, it's designed for you to have now. But I don't know, those preachers had us confused, you know. When I found Yahweh, I wasn't confused no more. I found out all that they were telling me I had to wait and die to get. You know, you imagine you live 100 years, but that's a long time to wait to get to heaven, isn't it? I like the idea of being born in heaven, you know? How about you? Feast of Weeks teach you that heaven is on this earth right now. And then teach you how to get there. Teach you that you have to do a little previous work. See, Feast of Weeks is also about Feast of Harvest. It's also about a harvest of plenty. Harvest of plenty. More than you and your family will ever be able to use. And you know what you do when you have excess harvest? What do you do with it? You either store it or sell it. Put it on the exchange market. Huh? And that means the increase of your wealth. Huh? Yeah. And that's how you live in heaven, with plenty of wealth. That's what the law of Feast of Weeks teach. It's right here in the Bible. We're going to read about it in a few minutes. I'm going to show you. How many of you accept the reality that learning about this law of Feast of Weeks is a pretty good thing to learn about when it produces a heavenly condition with plenty of money? Now, I made a statement that turns most of my folk off. I said previous work. See, a lot of our folk, you have to wake them up for work. And some will hit the alarm clock every morning. Hit it. Shut it off. You better not go and shake some people. They'll beat you up while you shake it. Some folk love sleep. If getting up and going to work is what helps to produce heaven, some of our people don't want to go there. That's why some people rob. They wait for them to go to work, and then they call them suckers. And they wait and lay in hiding to take what they work for. But I've never seen a rich robber. He never has enough. You ever notice? The thief is never satisfied. He's never wealthy. If he gets a lot, he loses it. He gets in trouble because he's immoral. See, his mindset is off base. See, he'd be up and down like a roller coaster. But I'm talking about what lasts. See, Feast of Weeks is a law that we're supposed to practice forever. And Feast of Weeks is also known as Pentecost. And it's the second of the three great annual festivals that belong to black people of America. Now some may say, well, what about black folk in Haiti and black folk in the islands and black folk in England and other countries? It includes them too. Maternity begins at home for me. I'm born among the most depressed and depressing group of people on the planet. Called black folk. They don't know what to call themselves. They so mixed up, they don't know what to call themselves. When I first came on the scene, they told me they were colored. And I asked them, well, do you speak Colourese? Have a colored name and a colored land? Like the Japanese have Japan, they speak Japanese and have a Japanese name. And Chinese, you know, they speak Chinese and call Chinese and have a land called China. And they own it, run it. So you said you colored, and I just want to know where colored land is. So they didn't want to be called colored no more, so they changed and said they were Negroes. Negro, you know. We used to say Negro real good because white folks were saying Negra. We don't want to be called Negras. So we say, you know, hey white folk, fix your mouth up. Negro. Then we became black, then we became AfroAmerican. AfroAmerican. Now they're saying that you are African American. So you really don't know what you're going to be. So I say so-called. You so-called black folk until you decide that you want to accept the truth about who you really are. Now, you're none of those things. Your nationality is Hebrew Israelite. That's your nationality. Your language is Hebrew. Your culture is Hebrew. Your history is Hebrew. Your history is the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. When they talk about Israel, that's you. Israel is your common last name. That's who you are. And Israel had a God in the Bible. And when you do your own research, you'll discover the God of the Bible, his name is Yahweh. Because see, they know you don't know who you are. But they knew that one day somebody was coming to teach you who you really are. So they program your mind not to receive the one that would come to you and lift you up. They got your mind programmed and brainwashed so you can't recognize your Savior, the one who come to save you from hell and suffering and pain and hunger and discrimination. I'm not discriminated against. I belong to all the chambers in Miami. I belong to the Visitors and Tourist Bureau. See, I see other black folk belong, but they don't own nothing for tourists to come and visit. And when tourists come to town, they don't visit nothing so-called black people have. But if you go around to all of my hotels, you see people from Europe and South America and North America and Canada and Japan and India. They all staying with me all over Earth. They visit. See, it makes sense for me to be a member of the Visitors and Tourist Bureau because I have a place for people to stay and visit. And I know they love me because they come back and they send their friends and they say, my friend stayed here at such and such a time and recommended Yahweh Resort Hotel for us. And see, I'm your brother and cousin and sister and niece and nephew and son and daughter and mother and father and uncle and cousin, you know? Same folk, but there's a difference. I know a man that can fix it for you. His name is Yahweh. He's all right with me. Praise Yahweh. But we're not afraid to work for what we have. But what makes the difference is we're all for one and one for all. Now outside of Yahweh, you all for yourself. So when you lose your job, you're all by yourself. When you go for just me, myself, and I, when hard times come, that's the only three fellas you have as company. Me, myself, and I. But if a business closed down, and we've had that, if a business closed down where we work, we just laugh. Tough for them. We come on home and sit down at our table without worry. See, we have more food than we're ever going to be able to eat because all of us offer you half our bowl. So when you just eat half out of 2 bowls, you got a whole bowl. You can't eat all the extra. It's too many of us. See, we together. So when one of us, or 2, 3, 4, 5 of us lose a job, it's no big deal. Because there's no bums and nobody trying to take advantage of the other one. So you ran up on a little problem, fine. Lights still on, water still running, food on the table, car still running, tank full of gas. Huh? Yes, sir. I mean, you can go around looking for a job, another job in style. Bobby, when your buddies are me, myself, and I, when your unemployment check run out, you have a serious problem coming up. And I don't care, and we don't care, if they don't have another job out there, we create our own. Oh, yes, honey. I have a job for every man and woman and child on the planet Earth. There's no need for anybody to be hungry on the planet. And there's no need for anyone to be unemployed on this earth. But I'm not going to go out and take a hammer and hit somebody in the head and make them work. They'll say I'm trying to, they be charging me with funny kind of stuff. All I can do is let you see the sign that we are independent and self-sufficient. Very rich. And all that I've created, I give it to my disciples. It's in the names of my disciples. Your sons and daughters own title to all of this that I'm doing. That makes me a unique man. I make your mother rich, your father rich. I make your cousin and your uncle rich. Yes, I do. Why? Because I'm a good man. I'm the good shepherd. That means another way is you turn around backwards, I'm the shepherd of good. I come with the true gospel. Gospel means good news. All my news is good.